stove has given me problems since day one. The controller has never worked properly. And then when it blew up, that was the final straw. And shut it off, and we're just looking at, for 10 weeks now, had a piece of ornament in the corner of the room. What I'm looking is to get this stove out of the house. Nothing short of that will do. I don't want this stove in the house. I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of it blowing up. And my bottom line is I'm looking for a refund, or at least some refund off of this stove, so I can get a stove put in here to replace this so it can heat my home. I've got central heat, but it's not the same as having a stove. I have not dealt directly with them because they're impossible to get a hold of. You have to go through the dealer. I've been going through Woodman's Forge and Fireplace up in East Wakefield, New Hampshire, for this problem. The gas tech has come down and serviced the stove. He's been excellent. The inside sales manager seems to be really trying to help me out. I haven't dealt with the owners to know what they're doing in this process. I know the store manager has contacted Hearth and Home trying to get this problem resolved. The gas, when I first got this thing 2 years ago, this coming February, we had a problem right off the bat with the ceramic logs being damaged. They had to replace them. I had a problem with the controller, electronic controller. They had to replace that. And I've had it serviced regularly. We've never really left this burning unattended because we just don't trust it. We're afraid of the thing. Can you say anything else either?
Well, what happened more recent?
Yeah. So I had it serviced, and then this past fall, when the stove was only about, I had it in June. So the stove was only about 16 months old. He come out and cleaned it and everything else. And in the fall, when I went to light it, it exploded. It blew insulation all over the floor. It blew the caulking in the stove on the floor. The gas tech come out and looked at it, and he tried to see if he could make it work okay, and he had a problem with it. Then he noticed that the location of the pilot is an electronic pilot, which, by the way, I will never buy again because it's just constant problems. He said it's not located correctly. It's located under the ceramic log rather than in the middle of the opening in the log. He said, it's something I can't fix. It's in the construction of the stove. This stove also, gas is supposed to be clean burning. Where the chimney goes through to the outside wall, the whole side of my house has been blackened from improper burning. The inside of the glass gets coated with a brown film that he has to try and clean. It's just, I don't trust it. My bottom line is I paid $2,800 for the stove plus installation. I don't want to lose $2,800, but I'm not running this stove anymore. It's just too dangerous. And I'm not getting any response. The dealer goes to Hearth and Home Technology, and all they say is, well, try this part, try that part. And from what I understand from the dealer, the Hearth and Home isn't even willing to pay for the part. They want the dealer to pay for the part. And the dealer says, $300 here, $300. It's just a bad stove. And it needs to be, if I have to, I'm going to throw this thing out in the street. I don't want to lose $2,800. I want to see what I can recover, but I would never buy another Vermont Casting stove, which is made by them. I don't trust them.
Do you have any positive experience with Hearth and Home Technologies?
Positive? This is my first time through this dealer. Do I have positive at this point? No.
Well, it's been how long now?
I've been 10 weeks since the gas tech came down here and looked at it, said, don't run the stove, shut the gas off, we'll deal with it. It's been 10 weeks. It's getting cold weather. I have central heat, but I have with installation, a $4,800 boat hanger sitting in the corner of my living room. My wife says, well, it looks good. And I said, what good is that?
Understandable. And what solution are you looking for right now?
Come and take the stove out of here and give me back my money or some of my money so I can go buy a stove that works. I don't want another electronic. I've talked with other stove dealers, and some of them don't even carry Vermont Casting anymore because they're just terrible reputation. They used to have a good one. That's why I went with them. Little did I know that their reputation's gone down the toilet. And so I'm looking to replace it maybe with a Yodel. I just don't trust this. I don't trust what they're going to come up with. I was told by one dealer, don't buy the electronic one, buy the old-fashioned standard pilot one, where you light the pilot in the fall, you put it out in the spring, and when you want heat, you just call it for on the thermostat, and when you want more fan, you just throw up the fan speed. No more electronics. And even the gas tech said the electronic controller on this thing is so confusing and difficult to use compared to other models that he serviced. Other models being like Yodel or Lope or whatever others.
Stephen, why you decided to go public with this issue?
Frustration. I'm getting no results. The dealer isn't not getting any results from Hearth and Home. No response. I figured at this point I got nothing to lose. I've been to the Attorney General and they've written a letter. I've been to the Better Business Bureau and they're writing a letter. And I found you people online. So I'm looking for any help I can get. I'm just a little guy. I'm not a big corporation. But I don't want to wind up burning my house down and killing my wife trying to run this thing.
And what do you expect is going to happen after your video interview is going to be released?
I will probably check with the dealer to see what the outcome is. I'm getting pretty close to the point where I'm going to put this thing out in the garage, put it on Facebook and sell it for $100 if somebody, and tell them what the problem is, and go buy a new stove that works. But I'm out $2,800, which now I know I've used it for a year and 4 months. So if they charge me for some use, fine. I'm not looking for something for nothing. But at the very least, they should stand behind their product, and they're not as far as I'm concerned. It would be one thing if I was dissatisfied the way it looks or something, fine. But when it's dangerous with this gas, and I think their construction processes are inadequate. I bought this stove with the side warmers, the cast iron warmers that go on each side of the stove. He came here to put them on. He couldn't make them fit. He couldn't make them work. Something was wrong in the casting. I said, forget it. Give me credit and take them back. So there's been one thing after another with this stove. The quality of the construction is not there. It looks fine, but the quality of construction is not there.
Okay, and is there any advice that you would give to future customers of Hearth and Home Technologies?
Don't buy a Vermont Casting stove. They don't stand behind their product. And it's dangerous. Now, I've got this stove. I can show you what one of the main things the gas guy has said about this, why he says, shut it off. I don't trust it. I can't fix it. And this guy's been in the business for 15 years. If I may, I'd like to show you. Now, can you see inside the stove? Okay, this is the cutout in the ceramic log. This is the pilot. This pilot should be located under the center. It's located on one side. You can even see staining Gas Tech said that's incorrect. It won't run right that way.